When my sister told us she was pregnant, no one clapped, no one smiled, no one gasped with joy or rushed to hug her. And that silence, it shattered her. She expected fireworks, balloons, a chorus of support like the one my brother got when he shared his news. But instead, the room just sat still, cold, quiet, like we were all holding something back, because we were. This isn't the kind of story you want to tell over dinner, or even whisper in a family group chat, but it's real. And maybe it's messy. But if you've ever had someone in your family take more than they give, you'll understand. I'm the second oldest of 4 siblings. I'm 22, my brother's 23, and my sister, she's 21. We've always been close in age, but that didn't mean we were close in heart, especially lately. Let me take you back to last year. My brother had just dropped a bomb. His girlfriend was pregnant. Now, was it ideal? Not really. Neither of them had jobs. They were young, still figuring out what it meant to pay rent, show up on time, manage bills. But here's the thing. He came to us with honesty. He knew it would be hard. He knew it wasn't perfect. And despite my doubts, I made him a promise. No matter what, I would support that child with everything I had. And I meant it. He got a job at our uncle's company, started showing up every day with dirt under his nails and blisters on his hands. His girlfriend didn't just sit back either. She's waiting until the baby's a year old, then she plans to work too. They're building something, brick by brick. And when that baby came, a little boy, I was there. I held him. I kissed his forehead. I let go of the fear and let the love in. Because whatever I felt about their timing, that child deserved a village. Then came this year, and another pregnancy announcement, this time from my sister. Same age, similar situation, but a completely different reaction. There was no applause, no cooing over ultrasound pictures. No one even asked when the due date was. And that infuriated her. She called us cruel, cold, accused us of picking favorites, said we were just jealous because she was happy and in love. But love in this family has always looked different when it comes from her. You see, it's not that I didn't care. It's not that I didn't want to be happy. But behind that baby bump were layers of damage we hadn't healed from. When she got pregnant, no one was even sure who the father was. At the time, she was involved with her current boyfriend, but she also had something going on with another man. It was a mess. A situation already tangled before diapers and midnight feedings entered the picture. She has no job, no savings. And unlike my brother, she isn't trying. She's made it very clear. She has no plans to work. She's content, living off government benefits and whatever her boyfriend brings in. She doesn't have a stable home, no lease in her name. Every time someone's opened their door to her, offered a couch, a room, a fresh start, she's trashed it, literally. Left dishes molding in the sink, garbage overflowing, food rotting. She doesn't clean, she doesn't help, and worst of all, she's stolen from the very people trying to help her get back on her feet. How can I celebrate that? How can I pop confetti over a situation that feels like a ticking time bomb? Still, I told her, just like with our brother, I would offer her child support. I would be there for that baby, no matter what. Because again, the child is innocent. But that wasn't enough. She told me if I had such a negative opinion about her, if I dared to question who the father was, if I refused to shower her with praise, then I'd be banned from seeing my future niece or nephew. And you know what? I told her I was okay with that. If she doesn't want my support, if she doesn't want me in the child's life, that's her choice. And I'll respect it. That response set her off like a match to gasoline. She screamed that I was selfish, that I was heartless, that I was just waiting for her to fail. But that's not true. I'm just done pretending that every life decision deserves a standing ovation. I've been the sibling, cleaning up after her emotional hurricanes since we were teenagers. I've seen the way she manipulates help into guilt, turns second chances into ash, and I can't, won't, cheer for another chapter in a book she refuses to rewrite. This isn't about being petty. It's about being honest. It's about not sugarcoating dysfunction with a baby blanket and pretending everything's fine. Yes, children are a blessing, but children also need stability, safety, accountability. And when someone's track record screams chaos, I don't think it's cruel to be concerned. I think it's responsible. You can love someone and still say, I don't trust you with this. You can care and still keep your distance, and you can believe in redemption without pretending it already happened. I never brought up our arguments in front of my brother's child, never let my doubts bleed into the way I held him or played with him or celebrated his first smile. I separated the parent from the baby. I did that then, and I'd do it again. But I won't be bullied into blind celebration, not when the stakes are this high, not when a child's future hangs in the balance. So, am I the asshole? For not clapping? For not smiling? For not pretending that everything was fine when my gut screamed that it wasn't? I don't think I am. But maybe I am to her. And maybe that's the cost of loving someone with boundaries. Because sometimes, love sounds like silence, not out of spite, but out of truth. So, what would you have done? Would you have smiled, clapped, thrown the baby shower and ignored the red flags? Would you have lied to keep the peace? Or stood where I stand now, alone, but honest? You tell me. Because I've asked myself over and over, am I the asshole? Or am I just the only one who said what everyone else was too afraid to say? And now, a word from the host. This story, it's not just about a baby, or a sister, or even about family dysfunction. It's about the courage it takes to say no when everyone else wants you to say yes. About the difference between support and enabling, and the silent grief of watching someone you love spiral while you're forced to step back. We like to believe that family means unconditional love, but sometimes the most loving thing you can do is draw a line, a boundary, a pause, not because you've stopped caring, but because you finally started caring for yourself too. So here's a question for you. Have you ever had to make that call to love someone from afar, to stop clapping because the performance had gone on too long? If this story struck a chord, let us know in the comments. Share your truth. This is AITA Stories, where the messiest moments become the most meaningful. Until next time, stay honest, stay kind, and remember, being the villain in someone else's story doesn't always mean you're the bad guy.